Hi everyone, this is Michael Bengiat with Lifetime Investor, and this is the Stock Picks weekend video for September 10th, 2022. Here's our disclaimer. You can pause the video and take a look at this. And as usual, we're going to talk about the current market environment first. We'll go over the one stock in our portfolio, which we just added on Friday, and then we'll review the stocks in our watch and ready list. So we've moved our stock environment indicator back to yellow, but with only a 10% stock recommended exposure. And our current best strategy is still swing trading. So we're getting some strong action in the market, but it's still pretty narrow. The only thing really working well is biotechs, and we're getting a lot of strong breakouts with those. And they seem to be somewhat holding, but that's really about it. There's just been a stock here and there. There's just not a lot of leadership going on yet. But I'd say we're getting enough action that we did bring our exposure back from red to yellow. So we have 10% exposure is about one position size. So we did put out two buy orders out, buy stop orders on Friday, and we got filled on Scorpio Tankers. And then we did see the solar stocks actually sell off. And that's another issue with this market, which we've seen all year, and even going back into 2021. There's always been a lot of rotation going on, and we're seeing it too. As soon as one sector gets hot, then all of a sudden they'll pile back into the beaten down tech stocks, and then they sell off those other ones. We saw it with oil and energy stocks. So it's been a very difficult market to navigate, but that's what we got. So I think for this, we are going to just basically try to get a small gain out of it, and we'll probably sell all of it or part of it. Trying to hold, it's just has not been working for over a year, and so we just want to. We're still slightly negative on the year. We would like to get that back to at least even. So that's kind of our modus operandi for now. So let's go ahead and take a look at Scorpio. So let me bring up the charts. Okay, so let's, its ticker is STNG, which is kind of funny, Sting for Scorpio Tankers. Let's put this back. Okay, so we were buying coming out of this little consolidation here, and you can see we broke out on Friday. And volume was nice. We actually closed up just 14% above average. We'd like to see better, but we'll take it. It did break out into all-time highs. And as you can see, this has been a nice leading stock. Here you can see that S&P has been declining throughout the early part of this year, and this stock was going in the opposite direction. That's one reason why it has a relative strength of 99, because outperforming, basically almost all stocks in the market. On the fundamental side, we see some, really nice earnings coming in for 2022, $9.40 a share, annual earnings. Really a huge jump up from anything else it's seen in the last 7-8 years. So that's very strong. Overall ratings 97. You can just glancing at it, you can see a lot more buy spikes of institutions and large buying going on, and just a few spikes over here. But this was, of course, coming when the kind of a capitulation. It broke below the 50-day here, huge volume, but immediately just went straight back up. And this one over here was just kind of a pullback to the 21, and didn't really do any damage to the chart technically. So it's looking pretty good. A little red flag here is that we just kind of been creeping around the highs on lower volume, but I'd say overall it's acting really pretty well, and so we'll just I'll be holding on to that one. So it does look pretty good. Let's now take a look at the three stocks. Well, actually there's two, because one of this is on our ready list, so we'll skip that one. The next one is Pliant Therapeutics. Now you're going to see there's a lot of stocks from the biotech world that we have on our list, and the reason is just that that's better. We'll pull this back. Is that just there's about 800 or so stocks in this industry group, and they're really starting to break out. So Yeah, let me close that again. I was trying to see if we got a different view. Okay, so this had been part of a very long downturn, and looks like it got some news back in July, had a huge spike up over 100%. And the good news, though, good news is that it didn't really correct all that much. In other words, it's been holding. Whatever news sent it up here, it's been holding, and it's starting to break out. So, and we had a very nice move in the volume on Friday too. So this was a really good sign. I haven't looked into what the news was, but most of these biotechs, it's usually has to do with some kind of FDA approval or something to do with one of their drugs. So a very good sign. It did clear out all of this resistance over here, and is coming up to its old highs, which was 23. So we're right in the middle of there, but the fact that we had nice volume looks pretty good. Our RS is 99, so it's really acting really pretty well. It is towards the higher end of its buy range, but that's okay. So if it does pull back a little bit, that's another place to pick this one up. But it does look good. So we do have our 1/2 position. We may add another one depending how the market acts. But of course, on Tuesday, we have a big, the August CPI is going to be released. That's going to be probably another big market mover. So we don't want to get too much exposure ahead of that kind of report, just in case it turns out to be the opposite of what we want to see. So we never just pile in. We're always going in methodically, in and out of the market. The next one is Driven Brands. They provide all sorts of automotive services like paint and collision, glass, vehicle repair, oil changes. And this one has formed a very nice cup with handle. We did get a shakeout here in the handle, which we like, but it's kind of just ripped straight back up without really pausing near its old highs. That's a red flag on the stock, but we've been seeing this a lot. We like to see the stock calm down before it really makes a big move, or just kind of hover around here. In other words, it's showing that if this is where the resistance has been, around 30. Let's see if I can draw a line here. You see here in the past, you can almost see it over here. Whenever it would get around 33.5 or so, the sellers would come in. Whenever it got to 34, the sellers would push it down. So we're back in that same range. We have had some nice volume, that's a plus, but we don't like it to just come flying out of there. That's just a flaw. So it's a slightly suspect, but it is acting really pretty well. It's one of the few IPOs that has really held up. We even have a RS blue dot, so showing that the RS is making the price is making a new high ahead of the price. The RS is moving ahead of the price, which is a bullish development. And it has really pretty good sales and earnings. So this is something to watch. It looks pretty good. We'd like to see this pull back a little bit. That might be a better way to get it. It might just take off from here though, and we kind of missed the boat on that. But that's all right. We don't chase stocks. We want to buy them at the right place at the right time, and not buy them up here where a slight pullback will just kick you out and cause you to lose money, especially in this kind of market. All right, so let's take a look now at the stocks on our watch list, which is mostly biotechs. So the first one is Day One Biopharmaceutical, and ticker is DAWN. So this one, again, you can see a lot of these stocks, they just make giant moves on news. Usually it's FDA-related news. Here, this was a $5 stock, shot up to 15, then shot up almost another 100% from there, which would have been 30, hit 28 and change. And then we kind of came back down, and we've still been holding. This is what we want to see. Is it just shooting up and then failing, or is this coming up here and holding? So there's not a lot of selling coming in. And then we kind of broke out from this little consolidation, and there's our buy point is right there. So we are just below the buy point. We want to come in at 26, which is, let's see, that would be a little bit above this, just to make it, because it's been a little bit volatile over here. So we're coming in just around 26 right there, which is the top of this spike. So we are watching that one. The next one is PTC Therapeutics, ticker is PTCT. Again, it kind of looks similar to the other one. It's formed this little, had a huge move, 100% move from down here. It's been holding up here during the highs. This is what we like to look for. A big move up and then tight trading, even towards the end of it, low volume, an inside day right there, and then we broke out into a new range. This has been a little more volatile, which is a little bit of a minus. You can see instead of getting tight like this, we've been actually going the opposite. We call this a megaphone. It's getting bigger. We don't want to see this, but so it's on our watch list. But it is acting very well, 99 RS. It is one of the leaders in the market. The next one is Lantheus. This one you have seen if you've been part of this service for a while. It's been showing up on our lists for a long time. Has really excellent fundamentals and technicals. You can just see it's having a banner year, jumping up to 357 in annual earnings. Everything below that was just $1 or less. You can just see whatever happened here, probably FDA related, has just really caused a lot more interest in the stock. We're starting to get some really nice spikes on the positive side. And now we've had a little consolidation coming back up, and we're looking to get it breaking, let's see, just about above where we are here. So, which means we're clearing out all of this area here. You can see 85.27. So this is where we want to clear. We come out blasting out here. We've gotten rid of everyone that's coming up here. When it came up to 85.30.27 or so, it's been hitting some sellers. So we're watching that one. The next one is Array Technologies. This is a in the solar energy realm. They design and manufacture ground mounting systems for solar energy projects. Excuse me. This one's forming a nice cup and with a little handle over here. So we do like this. This has been a more recent IPO, just from 2020. Of course, like most IPOs, comes out and then there's usually the big plunge. It's been coming back up. Let's go back to the daily chart. So we do like this this look here. We want to be able to get it. Let's see, our buy is at 21.75. So we're kind of a little bit of an early entry here, trying to come in when it's breaking above this little area here. But we are coming into resistance, so we may end up moving this buy point a little bit, but we're just still watching it. So we'll see what happens there. The next one is Nuvalent. So we're now back again with biotechs. This one, again, it was an IPO, kind of typically came up, came down, didn't correct a ton. Though, I mean, it did because it came from the 30s down to a 7. That's actually a pretty big correction. I take it back. But it's coming back up, and it's now forming this kind of a base here, which is kind of part of the what looks like it'll probably be the right side of a base. So we're looking to get this coming out of above this resistance here, above 18. We have it at 18.15 to 18.65. There's our buy zone. So we're just watching that one. We have one more biotech, which is Neurocrene Bioscience. Ticker is NBIX. Again, this one's it's forming a cup. It's come back up and it's now working on a handle. It's tried to break out over here, but it came back down, and we're looking to buy it once we're clearing this little spike over here, which means we've actually gotten above most of this resistance over here, which we've seen. So it's looking pretty good. RS is 93. It's not as strong as some of the other ones, but it does look pretty good. And then our last one is T-Mobile, which is TMUS. This one's been a little volatile too. I think we've had it a few times, been kind of taken off our list. It's come back on the list. It's acting well, but I think the market overall, you can see the S&P is kind of pulled in until the last few days. It's kind of pulled this down to its 50-day, which is the red line. and we're pretty close to the buy zone. We tried to break out twice last couple of days, just kind of got pulled back a little bit. It's looking pretty good. We do have a real big giant jump in earnings in 2023, and I just heard that they're really taking a lot of business from Verizon and AT&T in terms of cell service. So looks like a lot of good going on in this company. So I think that's it for the watch list for our growth portfolio, our growth stock watch list. And then we have one more for our long-term outperformer, and that is Costco, ticker is COST. And Costco's been pretty volatile for this size company, but very well-run company. We're a member of it also. We're kind of in a wait mode. We don't have a buy range. At one point, we were looking maybe to buy it right off of this convergence of the 200-day, which is the black line, and the 50-day. But the market was just really, it's improved the last few days, but it's already taken off from that point. So we're just kind of watching and waiting. I'd say there really isn't any buy zone here, but it's acting really well. Strong company. You can see just this is what we're looking for long-term outperformers. Just nice outperformance over time without tons of volatility. So it's looking pretty good. So we'll be updating this when we get some buy zone. Well, that's about it for this week, and we'll be back next week. Okay, thanks.